Hi everyone, my name is Elsie Norton. I am an undergraduate research assistant in the Ferrario lab at the University of Michigan, and today I'm going to be walking you through some general preprocessing steps using LabGym. So your preprocessing module is going to allow you to crop, trim, enhance brightness, and reduce frame rate or frame size of your videos before you sort and analyze them. These are all optional modifications, but they do allow you to batch process multiple videos at once, and reducing frame rate and frame size will reduce the size of the files that you work with, which can usually get very large, and therefore reduce the amount of processing power needed to work with the files. Most of your videos are going to be between 15 to 30 frames per second, which is typically a good range to be in. It's typically good enough, but your frames per second must be the same for all videos that will be used to train the detector and analyzer. So now I'm going to go into some specific steps. So this is what we see when we launch LabGym. We're going to click on Preprocessing Module. And then it gives us two options, pre-process videos or draw markers. Right now we're going to do pre-process videos. So this is the menu that's going to allow us to trim videos, crop our frame, enhance brightness or contrast of the videos, and then reduce or change the frames per second. So your first option at the top is asking you to select the video that you would like to pre-process. So I'm going to open it up here, and then I have two options here in this folder labeled Rat1 and Rat2, and you can see that the rest of the name, this is encoding a specific way to crop the videos that I will go into later, but we're going to select the video labeled Rat1 for now. We're going to click Open. We're not going to proportionally resize the video frames because we're going to go in and crop the frames here. And then it's going to ask you for a folder to store the process videos. So this is where it's going to spit those back out. And here I have created a folder labeled pre-processed videos. It's very important that you know where your videos are going. Once LabGym is done processing them, it's very important to keep those, keep the labels and make sure you know where your videos are. For the pre-processed videos, it's going to keep the same title, the same name of the file that you had, and then just put processed at the end of it. So now it's going to ask us if you want to trim the video, and it's going to ask you to specify or enter the time windows that the video will be trimmed to. So we're going to click yes. And here it's going to ask you if you want to enter specific time points or decode from the file name. So this is what I was talking about earlier with the specific number time frames in the file name itself. So this is something that you'll put in before you open LabGym. You'll find the specific start time and end time of the videos that you want, and then you'll put it in the file name. So then when you open LabGym and you click this, it will start the video after the time after _ST. So that number there is the value that the video will start at. It's the number of seconds into the video that it will crop the video to. And then the same for the _ED, that second time value is going to be where the video is going to be cropped to end at. So going back here, the next one is going to give you the option if you want to crop your video frames. So if we want to do this, it gives us a little grid of the video here, and then it gives you the format at the top, and it asks you to enter the coordinates as integers of the cropping window, so where you want your video to be cropped to. So you're going to enter those as the value you want the left side to be cropped to, comma, the value on the right, and then comma, top and bottom. So let's say I want my video to be cropped over on this side quite a bit. Let's say I want it to go all the way down to this 150 mark, so I'll do 150, comma, and then I will go all the way to the right. Let's say I want it to go to the 1200, so I'll say 1200, comma, and then we'll go to the top. Let's say I want the video to go right here along this line, so I'll do 50, and then along the bottom here, I'll do 650 along the bottom. So we'll select OK. And then it'll take us back to this screen. And now the next option is to enhance the brightness or contrast of the video. So opening this up, it's going to give you two different menus. The first one is for the brightness. So it's going to ask you for a fold change, a number value between 0 and 10, with 1 being it just the same exact image. So if you want it to be slightly brighter, you could do a 2 or a 3. If you want it to be a little bit darker, you would use any value less than 1. So let's say I just want it to be slightly brighter, so I'm going to say like 1.2. I'm going to select OK. Now it's going to ask you about your contrast fold change. So how much you want the contrast to be changed in your video. Let's say I want the contrast to stay the exact same. So here I would just do 1. I'm going to select OK. And then yes, we want to apply those values to the video. The final one is going to ask you whether you want to reduce the video frames per second. So it's automatically going to do 30. It doesn't know the frames per second of your video, but you can put in any value that you want it to be reduced to. So let's say I want my video to be 20 frames per second. I'm going to select OK. And then once this is all how you would like it to be, you'll select Start to Preprocess Videos. We can verify that this is going. Based on here, it says Start to Preprocess Videos. And then also going into that folder, we can see that that file name is being spit back out into this folder with processed at the end of it. So we can verify for ourselves that it is working. So that is how you begin to pre-process a video in LabGym. Okay, so fast forward here about 15 minutes, and now we have the notification that preprocessing has been completed. So I'm going to go back into this folder here that it was spitting that processed video into. We can see that the length is now 39 minutes. It's a rather large file. We can open it up here and we can see our finished product. Here we go. I'm going to show you real quick using Control J. This is showing that our frame rate was indeed reduced to 20 frames per second. And then I'm also going to show you the original video just so that you can see the difference once it's been cropped. So the biggest difference originally is that the beginning of the video was dark, which is why I cropped it out. It's also much darker because we enhanced the brightness of the video. And then as well, when I Control J, we can see that the original frame rate was 25, so it was reduced in the processed video form. So thank you for watching.